Hello, everyone. Epic. Hello, person watching. Are you as excited as I am for Answer Up there? For it to come out tomorrow? Like this midnight? I don't think so. I'm very excited. Oh, they're gone. Hello, Danilo Escobar. How are you doing? I don't know if I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right. How are you doing? Danilo Escobar. Hey, Rudy, how are you doing? I'm excited, motherfucker, for and from up there for tomorrow. I'm fine. What about you? I'm doing good. I'm just really freaking excited for ants from up there. That's good. And also, the vinyl box set shipped for me. It shipped for me, and then Animal Collective's album Time Skiffs also shipped for me, and I actually ordered 2 copies of Ants from Up There. I ordered the blue version, then I ordered the box set. The box set shipped for me, but actually I didn't order the blue version. My aunt bought it for me, but you know. Have the news of Isaac left. Yeah. It's too bad, but he said it was to work on his mental health, and I can understand that. Hope he gets better. I'd like for him to join the group again, but if it's really not something he wants to do, I think he should just do what's best for him, you know. But I'd like, because the thing is, like, maybe this might be a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I think he has a lot of really good potential as a vocalist because he has a very, very deep voice. And if you're to look at him, like, because he's a pretty skinny guy, but he has a pretty deep voice. And I think in some songs, he doesn't have a perfect voice. You can hear his voice kind of crack in a few songs, but he's a decent enough vocalist. I don't have to say anything wrong with his vocals, but then also he's a really, really, really good songwriter. He's a very good storyteller. He's a very interesting storyteller. And he's a very, very energetic vocalist with a lot of character. And oh, I did? That's good. He has a lot of character. He's just very energetic, very colorful vocalist. He just has very good performer, very good songwriter, very good guitarist. But that spark might go away. But I guess we got to be optimistic, because I'm sure, I don't know, I think it's one of the women in the group. I think her name is Tyler. I think I heard she's going to be the vocalist. I'm sure she'll do well. I think he should just do what's best for him. I'll definitely miss him in the group. It's kind of sucks I didn't get to see them live. I'd like to see him live and all that stuff with the group, but it is what it is. But I just want him to do what's best for him. If he thinks that the band's working in the group is making him miserable, then I don't think he needs to do it. But maybe one day he'll decide to come back. But even if he doesn't, I think he should just do what's best for him, I think. Yeah, get better, Isaac. And then also I heard one of the members of Black Midi, I think Matt, I think is his name. He said that he's going to leave the group for a bit to work on his mental health too. And that's probably because he saw Isaac post that. And the members of Black Midi and the members of Black Country New Road are good friends. So probably why he did it. They're really young too. I'm actually older than the members of Black Country New Road. Well, I don't know about all of them, but I'm older than Isaac. I think I'm older than all the members of Black Midi, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm older than all the members of Black Midi. Yeah, you can hear that thunderstorm. Tomorrow, not only Black Country and Animal Collective, but Kate Lee Braun, Korn, Bastille, Mitski, and New Red Hot Chili Pepper. Huh. I'm ready for the new Korn tomorrow. That's cool. There's also going to be an album by Yule, and it looks like there's a freaking song on it that's like 4 hours long, and it's an ambient track. I'm going to be excited to listen to the album, but it's going to be a pain to have to listen to that ambient track, which you can probably say don't do it, but I feel like I have to do it because I want to listen to the album all the way through. But 284 minutes, 4 hours, ambient song. I mean, I like ambient music though, but if it's that long. It's and she also released it as I'm sorry they also released it as a single, I believe, too. I listened to Low by David Bowie. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's a good album. It's probably my second favorite out of all his releases after Black Star. Oh, I've been listening to a lot of Fishmans, by the way. I enjoy Fishmans quite a lot. I think 98, 12, 28 might be one of my 10 favorite albums. I just really wish I could get a hold of like that vinyl box set. The what is it called? Where it has all the records in it. I'd love to have that because that's the only physical copy of the live album of 98, 12, 28 or Auto Kachi no Wakari or something like that. But yeah, Low is definitely the most loved by fans in general. Yeah, I know it is, but I personally prefer Black Star, but Low is probably my second favorite. And Low was my favorite for a while though, but Black Star is my favorite, then probably Low. But I think the most loved are Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and Low, probably the most loved. If I ever see. Heroes is pretty good too. Like the Heroes, kind of the sister album to Low. It's pretty good too. I think a lot of people also like Heroes a lot too. Heroes is a bit more accessible though. Like Low is definitely one of his more experimental releases, I think. I can see the instrumental tracks maybe not being for everyone, but I think it's a really good album though. My favorite is Outside and The Next Day. Outside is actually a pretty good album actually. I haven't listened to The Next Day though, but Outside is pretty good. It kind of has a similar sound to Black Star. It has a very futuristic sound. It's definitely one of his more underrated releases, I think. It has a pretty cool sound. I think I've only listened to Outside all the way through once, though. Outside. There's that song Strangers When We Meet. That's a really good song. Ever listened to The Clash? Yeah, The Clash is great. I love London Calling. It's a fantastic album, London Calling. I actually own the vinyl of London Calling, actually. It's a great album. You never stand by me. No, not at all. Never stand by me. No way. All the time. London calling to the underworld. Get out of your cupboard for boys and girls. London calling to the zombies of death. The Clash shouldn't be that underrated. I don't consider them to be underrated. I think they're fairly popular, I think. They're fairly popular. I think they're fairly rated, I'd say. I don't know. Yeah, their Clash is a huge group. But I feel like they're popular in a superficial way. Yeah. Oh, it's like a little Hershey Kisses. My girlfriend bought this for me for Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. Not a fan of chocolate. Yeah, that's all right. I love chocolate, personally. I think chocolate's amazing. People should talk more about Sandinista and stuff. Oh, I think I've someone actually like there's actually a teacher in technology class back in high school that told me to listen to that album, and I never did. But I remember putting it on my listening list, and I never listened to it. But I heard it's good. He said that was his favorite release that they've done. I never listened to it though. I'll have to maybe give it a shot at some point. I think it's pretty long though. It's like really long. I think like. Let me see. Hold on. How long is it? Yeah, 2 hours and 2.5 hours. Ooh. But he said it's good. It's probably one of those releases that I don't know. I haven't listened to it, so I can't really say. But maybe it's like one of those releases that could have possibly. Maybe it's. I can imagine. Well, from the genre tags, because I see stuff like dub, reggae, funk, and I can maybe it's supposed to have a similar sound to London Calling. I would believe so. Or am I correct? Or probably has. I wouldn't be surprised if it has a lot of their best stuff on it because it's 2.5 hours long. Yeah, I didn't even finish yet, but it's huge. Well, I've listened to 2-hour-long albums before. I think the longest release I ever listened to was the NTS sessions by Autechre in one sitting. And the longest album I ever listened to in one sitting was the NTS sessions by Autechre. It's 8 hours long. Hey, what's a city boy to do? When you like Concord, in a gentle hill racer, I was breathless. Ever watched the Dark Knight Batman trilogy? Yeah, I watched it. The second one, The Dark Knight, that one's my favorite, definitely by far. It's probably my second favorite superhero movie of all time. Christopher Nolan, the director of it, he has another really good movie called Memento. It's really good. That's probably my favorite movie he did. We should give it a shot. It's a very, very good, mind-bending mystery, like whodunit movie. It's really good. London Calling is more commercial. Sandinista feels totally out of concern. They go crazy with Dove and stuff. I think The Dark Knight Rises is probably the weakest out of the trilogy, though, but it's decent still. Batman Begins is pretty decent too, but The Dark Knight's really good. My favorite superhero movie, though, is probably Into the Spider-Verse, I had to say. And Logan's another really good superhero movie. Is Logan. It's very similar to the movie Children of Men, though, but it's still pretty good, I think. Memento, you mean the movie with Guy Pearce and the woman who played Trinity? Yeah, that movie. Yeah, it's made by the same person who made the Dark Knight trilogy, Christopher Nolan. And I think I heard the story for the movie was actually written by written by the director's brother. I think I heard that the plot for the movie came from a short story that that Christopher Nolan's brother wrote. Thoughts about No Way Home? It was pretty good. I think it might be my new favorite out of the Avengers. Like the Marvel Cinematic Universe series probably might be my new favorite out of them all. Oh, that was pretty good. Infinity War is pretty good too, though. But I think this one might. I've only seen it once though, but it was pretty good. It's fantastic and definitely one of the. It's definitely number one movie of 2021. It's definitely my favorite. It's my favorite I've seen from 2021, which I guess shouldn't be saying much because the 2020s, for obvious reasons, have been absolute shit for film. But I thought the movie was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. I think it might be. I feel like it might go down as one of the best superhero movies ever. I think. Like I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I'd probably give it an 8. If I were to give it a score, I'd probably give it an 8 though. But I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I thought No Way Home was great. I actually haven't seen the second Spider-Man movie, the one with Jake Gyllenhaal. I haven't seen that one. I wanted to see it at some point, but I forgot to. I do like Jake Gyllenhaal though, but you know. I recommend you not watch the second one. Oh, why's that? I thought I heard it was good. Why not? Oh, maybe I don't know. Is the second one not very good? It's weak on a lot of points, in my opinion. You know, one movie that surprised me that I thought was pretty decent was, I mean, I wouldn't watch it a second time though, but I thought it was decent for the most part, was the Suicide Squad, because the original Suicide Squad movie was awful, like absolutely horrid. But I actually thought the Suicide Squad, the one from 2021, I actually thought that one was pretty decent too. I thought that was pretty decent. It's probably not something I watch a second time though, but I thought it surprised me a bit. I thought it was decent. It's definitely one of the best DC movies in a long time. Like I think the best DC movie in a long time by far is probably Joker, but then it's also borderline a ripoff of Taxi Driver, but I think it's still pretty good. Do think it's a bit overrated though. Yeah, are you going to watch Peacemaker? Yeah, maybe I will. I might. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I finished watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was, I think the last episode was awesome. It was almost like a movie because I mean, I guess it kind of was a movie. It was like an hour and a half long. I kind of want to add. Would they remove it if I added the last episode? It's like an hour and a half long. If I added that episode to the Rate Your Music film charts, would they remove it? Do you think? Because I was shocked that they didn't have it in there because it definitely qualifies as a film. I think since it's like an hour and a half long. So I don't know. Oh, is it already out? Is Peacemaker already out? I'm excited for The Boys to kind of come back too. By the way, I think they're going to release another season sometime. Does John Cena play in it? I mean, I'd imagine. LGBT really? Okay. Do you have Letterbox? I don't. I do not. Meow. Petty is barking. I got my first Death Grips album. Oh, what album did you get? My favorite film of last year was actually Long Promised Road, a documentary about Brian Wilson. That's cool. Yeah, Year of the Snitch. That's cool. Yeah, Year of the Snitch is decent. I think it's one of my least favorite. It's probably one of my least favorite records they did, but I think it's still pretty good though. I think. It's definitely one. I think, in my opinion, it's definitely one of their weaker releases, but I still think it's decent. It's definitely one of their weirdest and most experimental releases, though. Is that your favorite release they did? Never quite got into their sound yet. Oh, Death Grips? Yeah, I love Death Grips. They're one of my favorite groups, definitely. Really hope they start dropping stuff again. My favorite release is Steroids. Yeah, Steroids is great. I actually have the vinyl copy of it. I got it at the record store. Steroids is probably my fourth favorite release they did. Probably Steroids is great. Steroids is amazing. Yeah, Steroids is awesome. I think it was a lot better than Year of the Snitch. I think. Can you guys explain what exactly makes you like them? I'm interested. Well, I don't know. I guess just like I think their lyrics are just I don't know. Like I think MC Ride is a pretty good lyricist when he can be, but that's not really the reason why I listen to him. I just think they have such a unique and crazy sound, and just their mixture of like and stuff like industrial music and just electronic and sometimes rock and punk and all this other stuff. I just don't think it's really ever been done before the way they do it. And just another thing I really like about them is just they're really, really kind of weird but minimal aesthetic, like stuff they from their music videos and all this other stuff, just how cryptic and mysterious they are. Just I just think they're just a very, very unique group, and it's just it just kind of feels like a lot of their stuff is done for low budget, but it just sounds so good. They just have such a futuristic, just cyberpunk kind of sound. It's just I just really, really like them a lot. And I really like when they go into really EDM style phases, and also when they kind of go into more rock inspired phases too. I really like that. Favorite Death Gross video? You know, my favorite might be Double Helix. I just thought that was cool when he was like the one where he was like I don't know, like it was him backing up a car, and then he was just wrapping around on the rear view camera. That one might be my favorite they did probably. But yeah, if you don't like Death Grips, it's totally fine. I mean, they're not for everyone. They're definitely not for everyone. Definitely a big influence on a lot of really experimental hip hop today. What's your favorite Death Grips video? No one's watching now. I actually listen and like You're the Snitch. I just don't dig to the screaming. Yeah, I like You're the Snitch, but I think it's one of their weaker releases, I think. But I just still think it's very good, I think. If you don't like their releases of screaming, you might like well, I guess maybe Government Plates. I mean, that's probably my least favorite they've done if you don't count the instrumental stuff. But just because Government Plates doesn't really have a lot of Ride's vocals on it, or you might like their instrumental stuff. If you don't like Government Plates, I mean, if you don't like the stuff with his vocals and the screaming on it. I think I've heard a lot of people say they really like the sound of the instrumentation and the production. They just don't like the vocals. I've heard a lot of people say that. And MC Ride actually can be a really good lyricist when he can be. So like the lyrics to Beware are really good. Lyrics to Beware are really good. And MC Ride's a really good painter too. That's another thing. And Zach Hill's like an insanely talented drummer. And Andy Morin's just a fantastic producer. Hey Ty, do you have a music board then? I do not have a music board, no. I do not. You can just rate your music. Something I use. I'm on rate your music all the time. Also, just looking at that, Ants from up there has a 4.34 with 1,000 ratings. That means that it's currently one of the highest rated albums ever. And I really wish it would stay that way, but it probably won't. I don't know. It'd be awesome if it stayed that way, but I don't think it will. I really like Pillbox Hat from the album, but others are just meh. I think there's other good songs. And Bonnie's pretty good, and the last song might be my favorite off the album. Like the Whatever I Want, Fuck Who's Watching. That song's really good, I think. I'm trying to think what other songs are on it. There's Birds is pretty good, I think. That's the one that Robert Pattinson played guitar on, is Birds. A lot of the first songs have what? See, Two Heavens is decent. And Bootleg, I do not like Bootleg. I think Bootleg's awful. That might be my least favorite Def Grip song ever. I think Bootleg is so freaking boring. It's such an awful song. I think Bootleg is. It just I don't know, that annoying screechy beat. I do not like it. But yeah, Pillbox Hat goes hard. It's a really good song. Do you like Brazilian music? Yeah, I love Brazilian music. Like Milton Nascimento and Laborias. There's actually an album that came out last year that I didn't put it in my top albums of 2021 list, but it would definitely be in the top 10 after I've listened to it more. It's really good. It's an album by a Brazilian folk metal, avant-garde metal musician called Katera. I thought it was pretty good. It's really good. But I also like Sepultura is another Brazilian group. I like a lot of MPB music too. And there's also a Brazilian musician that died recently, unfortunately, called Elza. Her music's pretty good. I've been listening to her. But yeah, I love Brazilian music. I think Brazil's definitely my favorite country from Latin America when it comes to music. It's definitely Brazil. And I'd say it's probably my third favorite country for music in the Americas, probably. I'm glad because I'm Brazilian. Oh yeah, that's cool, man. What's some Brazilian artists you like? And I don't really know Portuguese though. It's one thing is I don't know Portuguese, so I can't really. I mean, Sepultura sings in English though, but I can't really understand what a lot of them say. But I think their music's very pretty, and I also like some bossa nova music, like Joa Gilberto. He did an album with the Pennsylvania musician Stan Getz called Getz and Gilberto, which I actually own the vinyl of. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good album. It's probably my favorite bossa nova release. What's the music you like from Brazil? Another thing that's interesting. Like a lot of music from Brazil is very, very like the origins of a lot of music in Brazil is very similar to the origins of music in the United States. So, like for instance, a lot of American music was started by African Americans, Black people. So like rock and roll, and there's soul, and there's hip hop, and there's like like jazz and funk and all that stuff. There's a lot of music in Brazil that was also started by Black people, which is interesting. There's like a thrash metal scene in Brazil, and the United States has a thrash metal scene, and there's like an electronic scene in Brazil. The United States has, well, I don't know about that. And Tobin, I can't really think of other ones, but You know what I mean? Like they have very similar music scenes, which I think is interesting. I knew you're the Sepultura fan. Yeah. You should listen to Boggerines for them Thanksgiving Vibestream. Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, I remember there's someone who asked me if I liked Brazilian music, and I mentioned Sepultura. I'm not sure if that's you though, but let me look up Boogerins. Put that in there. Boogerins. All right, I'll give them. I'll listen to them when I got the chance. Mm-hmm. They're a recent group, it looks like too. But yeah, you should definitely listen to it. I think it's a one-man band called K-Terra, and it's like I'll spell it out for you because it's spelled kind of weird though. But his new album is really good. K-Terra. Maybe that's the same thing. That's likely. Yeah, his new album is really good. I probably put it in I'll probably put it as my third favorite release of 2021. Probably if I were to do it today. His album in Pare Cupi. Yeah, it's probably something in Portuguese. I don't know, but in Pare Cupi, or and he does sing in Portuguese. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It's kind of screams though, so I'm not sure. I'm assuming he's probably does sing in Portuguese. I'd imagine. I'll check it out ASAP. Yeah, it's really good. His new album, it's like the cover is like a really kind of like kind of bluish green color, and it has like these horses or birds or whatever flying around on the cover or something. Should get a physical release. I'll definitely buy it if it gets a physical release. He deserves more attention too. He's really good. His other albums are really good too. Like he dropped some albums in like 2 albums in 2020 that were pretty good too. I got a number 2 with a large drink. I'm in a drive-through a Burger King. Can I get a Junior Whopper with onion rings? Can I recommend some Brazilian stuff? You mean some more Brazilian music? Yeah, it's fine, man. It's fine. Okay, what else you got? All right, hold on one second. I'll be right back. I gotta go let one of the. Yeah, we're gonna let one of the dogs outside. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, just type down what do you want to recommend me, and I'll give it a shot. Here, Ray. Here, Ray. Come here, Ray. I'm back. All right, come on, man. All right, come on. Come on, you try it. All right, here, Ray. Right, here. I'll help you up. Here. Here, Ray. There you go. There you go, Ray. Okay. Donica Constinuidea dos Parques. Ana Fringo Electro Roxo. I think I may have listened to it. I'm not sure though. Club de I love that album, Club de Esquina. I actually have the CD of it. I love that album. That's my favorite album from Brazil. That album's amazing. I love that album so much. Car Macro Crash. I think I might have heard that. Ventures. Okay. Bala Deseo Sim Sim Sim. But yeah, I love Club de Esquina. I love that album. I have the CD of it too. I was gonna get the vinyl, but the vinyl is really hard to find. It's really rare kind of stuff. But oh well. Yeah, Club de Esquina. It's my favorite Latin album ever. That album's so good. One of our gems. Yeah, that's a great album. Yeah, but I've listened to that album multiple times. I need to reissue the vinyl of it. I don't know if I'm saying the Portuguese lines there right or not. I don't know. I'm probably not saying it right, but. I'm probably not saying any of the words right. Yeah. That's a pretty underrated song of it. I really like the little kind of psychedelic sounding guitars. That's really pretty. I think I really like that song on it. I think it's a pretty underrated track, I think. The first song off is really good too. Not a fan of Brazilian or world music. Yeah, that's all right. I like Brazilian music. I will try to type in a way that you can pronounce it right. Clube de esquina. Clube doce esquina. I don't know. Clube da esquina. Clube da esquina. No, that's the name of the band, not the song. Oh, Clube d'Esquina. Okay. Clube d'Esquina. Favorite track from Ziggy Stardust? Probably Starman. That's probably my favorite off of it. Starman's a really good song. That's definitely one of my favorite David Bowie songs too. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks we blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it. I need to confess, I prefer international music as well because music here has a lot of diversity in wrong ways to nowadays. I got you. I got you. Yep. Ooh, can you see my dog? Funny part is Starman was used in the trailer to the new Buzz Lightyear movie. That's interesting. That sounded nice when you pronounced last time. Thanks. Here's what's used on the series end of regular show. That's cool. I've never actually seen regular show. I've seen a couple episodes, but I never watched it all the way through. It's one of the shows I want to try to watch, like that and Adventure Time as well. And since I finished watching Avatar, I kind of want to watch Legend of Korra next, and then after that, I kind of want to watch Cowboy Bebop, and then maybe Foolie Cooley. Better say. I still miss the show. I heard it was pretty funny. I've seen a couple episodes of it. I just never really sat down and watched it as a kid. I think when regular show and Adventure Time kind of came out, I think that's when I was not really as interested in cartoons anymore. Like as a kid, I don't know. I was kind of like a teenager, like 15 or so. I don't know. I just didn't really watch a lot of cartoons. When that stuff kind of came out, but my brothers watched it though. I actually started the Avatar series with Korra. I haven't started Aang's story yet. Yeah, Avatar is pretty good. Not a fan of Avatar: Last Airbender. I keep seeing everyone keep talking about it. Yeah, it's all right. My brother says it's his favorite show ever. I thought it was pretty good though. I thought it was pretty good. And you know, one thing as the show kind of went on, I couldn't help but feel like the show might have been inspired by World War II. And I don't know if other people have made that decision, but I don't know. Just the with the Fire Nation trying to take control of all these people and killing off other people, it reminded me a lot of what the Axis powers did. Then the Water Tribe, Aang's tribe, is more like the Allied powers or something like that. I don't know. It's just maybe that was the inspiration for it. I'm not sure. Who knows? But I just couldn't help make that comparison. But that could have been the inspiration for it. Who knows? I think World War II influenced most of successful franchises. Yeah, maybe. Maybe see that. Still awful what happened, though. It's a really, really awful time in history, though, still. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, go away, you stupid bots. Why do you do this to me? I hate you. Go away. We'll see you later, Rizak. See you. I'll see you next week, and I'm going to listen to Ants from Up There once it's midnight. I can't wait for it. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. I'm just going to be bumping it all day tomorrow. I'm kind of sleepy as well. Okay, all right. Good night, guys. You have a good night. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.